I talk about the Latino Theater Company so much because getting to work with them personally has changed my view of them. Well, it hasn't changed it. I always liked them, but now getting to work with them behind the scenes, and I've had a lot of friends who are playwrights, and I always say, submit your play to the Latino Theater Company, because they are very much into promoting artists. They are very much into protecting the work and elevating the work and to make it the best that it can be. It's business and it's professional, but at the end of the day, the work is the most important. So the piece is the most important. And they have done, at least this has been my experience, everything that they can to make this the best that it could be. Working with me, getting my permission for things like that. What do you want, Marlow? And because I'm like, well, if you guys want to, they're like, no, we want to do, what is it that you want? Or with the director, what is it that you want? What is it that you need? So we can elevate this and make it the best production that it could possibly be. And so I am new. This is the first time I'm getting a full-length play produced on a season. So this is all new for me. So this experience is amazing. Just how they include me in everything. And I hear from other playwrights that a lot of people don't even want to deal with the playwrights. They look at them as just like you've written it, get out, let us do the rest. And you know, in theater, that's the difference. The writer has the last say, and a lot of people do not respect that. And so I have a different outlook on things too, because I'm an actor as well. And so I'm like, no, this needs to be this if we're going to do this. And they listen. And that's so important. They listen to the playwright. And it is a great collaboration. And I cannot say enough good things about them. Even the way they handled this, instead of, they were like, we're just going to put it on the new season. This is what we're going to do. I mean, very organized, very professional. I love the energy, and I love actually when I got to meet everybody, including, you know, all the behind the scenes people in the administrative offices. Just, I think what I really like about them is that all the things that the theaters are pledging to do now because of Black Lives Matter, because of inclusion issues and diversity issues, I was like, they've been doing it. They're just under the radar, and they're doing it. Like, you go see that staff, and you see Asian, you see Jewish, you see Latino, of course, you see, you know, and I'm like, I want to be a part of this. So for me, seeing these people work together to create something and build an audience and listening, saying, because I said to them, I was like, the audience is the most important. I said, outreach is the most important to me, because it's fine to have this great play, but if nobody's coming to see it, or the people who really would be moved by this, you know, aren't coming to see it, what, you know, then it's just, you know, what's the point? What's the point? And so to watch them create initiatives and things like that and work on making that happen, and without saying, well, that's going to cost us money, or that's, you know. And so for me, we're like-minded, and I talk to them just like I would talk to a friend, and we discuss things of what is working and what's not working, and they try to make it work. They do what they can to make it work and elevate the piece. And I think that that's why they're so successful. I think that that's why, like I said, I've seen other readings there, and I think the work that they do is stellar. And I'm not saying that because, like I said, I've been going to see plays before they knew who I was. This just makes it better now that I know that they are who they present themselves to be, because I'm working with them on the inside. So I think theater companies like the Latino Theater Company are important, and people should support them because they're telling our stories. Like I said earlier, This is the most inclusive. It says, I always say, don't let the name fool you. They do not just do things about the Chicano culture, the Latino culture. They are more American and represent America as far as Los Angeles theaters more than any theater that I have experienced. And so I'll give you a perfect example. I was going to see a reading, and this is right before, maybe it was in February. And I was going to see a reading of the playwright is young, she's Latina. And so I was like, I want to see this. This sounds interesting. So I go see the reading. Before the reading starts, I go to the bathroom. And I come out of the lobby, and there's this huge, massive group of Chinese Americans. I don't know if they were all American, because a lot of them are speaking Chinese. And so I don't know if they were Americans, but they were Chinese. And, you know, they were all piled up going to see this theater. And I'm going downstairs to the bathroom, and I see a huge, you know, a crowd of Black men. A lot of them were gay Black men, because a couple of people who I knew, I was like, oh, what are you going to see? And then there was another play. There were 3 to 4 plays going on, and it just happened to be, you know, they can all start at the same time. And I stood in that lobby, and I just looked, because I was like, this is America. Like, I had that kind of real experience. I was like, what is going on? And I asked the usher, I was like, what's going on? She's like, oh, they're going to be doing this play, and they're doing this downstairs. And I was like, this is what theater should be about in Los Angeles, this cultural center where it has large communities of everything, the Filipino community, the da-da-da-da-da. And so to see that happening, I saw it, I was in the middle of it, to be seeing these lines of people going to buy tickets or picking up their tickets at will call, all different ages, young people, older people, Asian, Black people, white people. And I was just like, you know, and here we are downtown Los Angeles, where 2 doors over, it's a whole homeless encampment. And then, you know, right on the next block more west, they gentrified and have all the hipsters, and all within this kind of 5-block radius. And I think that the Latino Theater Company has always had a pulse on what is happening culturally in Los Angeles. And if you want to be fed, I think that they have a huge buffet of things for you to choose from. And I think that is why the community should support them, because basically they're supporting the community as far as like, we see you, we're telling stories that reflect you. So come support, because it's a give and take. It's not like, oh, you're giving something to them and you're not receiving. You're going to walk away feeling inspired. You're going to walk away saying, oh, did you see that? You're going to walk away saying, oh, it's okay, they're doing this play in Spanish on Wednesday. And so that makes it accessible to me, so I can take my abuelas, you know, I can take my grandparents to go see this, who don't necessarily, or who would struggle to see this play in English. They are making it accessible to them, so they can come out and have a theater experience too. So I don't know any other companies that are doing that, or that have been doing that. And I like it. I'm for it. I think that they are definitely at the forefront, and the leaders of Jose Luis is doing what all the other major theater companies, and I'm not going to say major, this is a major theater company, all the ones who have the money. They have the money, they have the this, but the content, the quality that the Latino Theater Company puts out goes beyond the budget. And they also show that it does, like, you don't need, it helps if you have those millions and millions of dollars and those huge donors, but when you focus on the art and you focus on the story, and you have your eye on what is happening in the culture, and you choose stories that reflect that culture and not just the Latino culture, then there's something for everybody. You gotta, why would you not want to support that when we literally have an uprising in this city about that, about not being included, about that? And it's like, oh, if you knew that this was already happening, this would kind of, you know, this would kind of soothe that wound a little bit. At least it does for me. But I'm on the inside, so I'm finding out all of these things. Like I said, I'm discovering even more working with them on the inside of what they're doing, and I'm impressed. I support them as a playwright / actor. When I have a little extra, I've given to their they have a youth component where they, you know, bring in these kids, and I'm like, I can donate to that. I want you to grab some kids from East LA or wherever, or people who wouldn't normally have access to see what is going on. You know, it has nothing to do with, I'm not Latina. I'm just a Black girl from Kansas, you know. But, you know, if people want to do what they say they want to do and include, it doesn't matter to me that I've donated to an organization that is focused on bringing in young Latino youth to help empower them and give them this experience. That makes me feel proud that that I was able to have a little part of that. You know what I mean? So it's all inclusion, and it's all diverse, and it's all saying yes. It's all being united and empowering. And if that's where your head is in your life, and you say you want to support that as you march and do those things, this is a good way to support it, by supporting the Latino Theater Company.